Hello, dear polymer clay enthusiasts. I'm Michaela from Learn Polymer Clay, and I'm back with more inspiration for your work with polymer clay. Today's tutorial is inspired by a request that I received. Someone asked me if you can use polymer clay to make masks and if I could make a tutorial to describe the process. So in this tutorial, you will not only find inspiration for making masks using polymer clay, but also on how to decorate larger items made with polymer clay using an easy decoupage technique. So I hope that by now you are curious about this tutorial, so let's dive in. I'm using Cernit translucent polymer clay, and I have previously conditioned the polymer clay, and I passed this through the largest setting of my pasta machine, and then I just used a mask template to cut out a mask shape. And of course you can download this template from learnpolymerclay.com from this blog post. And anytime you are using a template to cut out a shape from polymer clay, you should think of carefully smoothing off the edges, and I don't know, making sure that the piece looks as you want it to look. And then when you are happy with the look of your mask, you can prepare your napkins for decoupage. So the first thing I do in order to prepare the napkins is in fact to remove the white layer which is underneath, and sometimes you have only one white layer, sometimes you have two. And then you'll just have to use your scissors and cut out the elements of design that you intend to use to decorate your polymer clay item. So as you can see, I have prepared several elements. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to use, but I have several pieces to work with. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same template, and using my dotting tool, I'm going to impress the shape of the areas that I need to cut out, so that you will be able to see through the mask. And I was so carried away with the design idea that I forgot to make these openings. And as always, when using the craft knife or cutters to cut out pieces from your polymer clay, you should think of smoothing off the edges and making sure that you will I don't know, eliminate the need to polish or reduce the polishing part of the pieces after baking them. And then I am going to use a seal screen, a large seal screen that you would normally use for, I don't know, journaling or card making. I'm going to use this seal screen with gold foil. So I just put the seal screen on top of the polymer clay. I pressed it gently into the polymer clay, then I applied the silver foil on top, and I used my fingers to press the gold foil into the template and to make sure that it will stick to the polymer clay. And then I will gently remove the stencil. I'm sorry, it's a stencil. and I wanted to have a pattern like golden eyebrows. Next, I'm going to use a second mandala stencil, and I'm going to use this stencil. I just applied it on top of the polymer clay. I pressed it gently into the polymer clay, and then I'm going to use mica powder in gold color, and I don't know, you can use Pearl X, you can use Perfect Pearls, or any other brand of mica powder. And I'm using a nail art applicator, but you can use a brush, or you can use a makeup sponge to apply the mica. And then I will just use the cut-out elements from the napkin to decorate the piece. I will apply liquid polymer clay on the piece. I will flip it over. I will apply liquid polymer clay on the back, and this will glue the napkin to the polymer clay piece. So I will flip it over, I will put it on top of the mask, I will press it gently, and I will be careful to remove any air bubbles like you do when decoupaging with Mod Podge. And then I will use liquid polymer clay on top to seal the napkin, to protect the napkin, just like you would do when using, as I said, Mod Podge to decoupage. And now it's just about expressing your creativity through the elements that you are choosing to use. And if you decide to use napkins with polymer clay, it is sure that you will have a large array of possibilities, because there are so many napkins, so many patterns. You have floral patterns, abstract, I don't know, animal patterns. There are really lots of possibilities, and I think this is a great technique to decorate larger pieces made with polymer clay. You can decorate jewelry pieces as well, of course, but in case you want to make larger pieces with polymer clay, this technique might serve you well in decorating them. So I'm just applying more elements to decorate the mask. And then I decided to use the same mandala stencil and gold mica powder to impress a golden pattern on the areas in between the napkin elements. So I'm just going to place the stencil where I want to impress a golden design. And of course you can play with overlapping the elements. You can, I don't know, make stencil designs on top of the decoupaged area, on top of the areas decorated with gold foil. You can put the napkin on top of the areas decorated with gold foil, and the gold foil will show through because the napkin is a little bit transparent as well. And then I decided to accentuate the areas around the eyes by using small rhinestones that I'm just pressing into the polymer clay. But after baking the piece, I intend to take them off and glue them using Weldbond adhesive. And in order to finish the piece, I am going to use a yellow rhinestone. Then I've baked the piece on top of my hand drilling tool, because I wanted to have a curved shape for the mask. And I've baked the project for 45 minutes at the temperature recommended by the polymer clay manufacturer. I've also used an aluminum disposable pan to protect the translucent polymer clay, and I would do the same for white polymer clay, so I would tint my pieces while baking them. And then, as I said, I'm just using my craft knife. I'm taking off the small rhinestones, I'm applying Weldbond adhesive, and then I'm gluing them back. And I will do the same with the larger yellow rhinestone to make sure that these pieces are going to stay on the mask. I use the hand drilling tool to make holes on the sides so that I will be able to attach threads to both sides, and I don't know, thus you can wear the mask. And before finishing the project, you have to think about protecting the design that you've made using mica powders and gold foil. And it is recommended to seal the project using varnish. I used Cernit glossy varnish. And then the last step of the project is to attach a ribbon so that you can wear the mask. Or I don't know, you can adapt this idea and you can make masks and use them to decorate the polymer clay journals. Or I don't know, you can make masks to use them just as decoration, not really for I don't know, the carnival. It's up to you. Anyway, I hope that you liked this tutorial. I hope that you find it interesting, and I hope that you found inspiration for your work with polymer clay, and I hope that you'll give this easy decoupaging technique a try. Please share your impressions with me. Please press the like button if you like the tutorial, and stay tuned for more polymer clay inspiration for your work with polymer clay. Thank you.